Thinking about using HubSpot as your marketing tool or CRM? Want to know what it can do? You're in the right place. We've put together a tutorial to guide you. If you're watching this, you probably know HubSpot automates marketing, sales, and services processes, bringing all your data together in one place. Today, we'll give you a quick tour of its key features, and if you want more, check out our HubSpot tutorial playlist. What's in this video? We'll start with HubSpot CRM, the core of the platform, and you can use it for free. You'll learn how to manage contacts, companies, and lists, plus import or create records manually. We'll also cover deals so you can build your pipeline and track sales like a pro. Finally, we'll explore dashboards and reporting tools to keep you on top of everything. Looking for something specific? Use the timestamps in the description below to jump to what you need. You'll also find links to try HubSpot's free CRM and to get help choosing the right plan. And now I'll pass you over to Danny, who's our HubSpot expert at Cyberclick.
The first thing you need to know about HubSpot is that everything in here is powered by data. And how does HubSpot organize this data? By objects. Objects are the core data structures that represent businesses, processes, and relationships. They are basically storage containers for your data. So what storage containers do you currently have available by default on HubSpot? Contacts that store information about people, companies that store information about organizations, leads that store information about qualifying activities, deals that store information about transactions, and tickets that store information about support requests. Now, each object stores data through properties. And what are properties? Properties are these tags over here under which HubSpot stores information. Each object has their own set of properties. Now, let's dive into what properties are and how you can use them. So, to go to properties, click on the settings icon over here. Then, under data management, click on properties. Now, as you can see, each object has their own set of properties. So just click on the object and the list of properties available will display over here. Now, for each object, you will be able to find two types of properties. The ones already available for you by default, created by HubSpot, and custom properties, which are the ones that will be created by you or your team to know more about your buyer persona and that you will normally use in forms. Now, let's take a look at all the properties that are already available for you by clicking here and selecting HubSpot. Keep in mind that you can also use this filter to see all the properties that have been created by your teammates. So, for now, let's click on HubSpot and you'll be able to see all the default properties you have available. So you'll find two types of default properties. First, you'll see those behavioral properties that will help you with your reports, and that will also help you to know more about the behavior your contacts are having with your brand, or your website, or your emails, or your communication. On the other hand, you will also find informational properties. These are properties that you can use on your forms to know more about your buyer persona when you're capturing them. So for example, you'll see company name or company size. These are properties that you can drag into your forms and use so that that information is stored under this specific tag. Now, even with all these properties, you might find that you need to create your own. So let's create a custom property. We're going to click here. Let's suppose you need to send out a survey to your clients and you want to find out how they heard about you. So we're going to name our property, how did you hear about us? And you're going to be able to find this property by this same name. Then we're going to choose the object type. In this case, it's going to be a contact object type. The brand, in case you have multiple brands within your HubSpot. The group, in case you have created a group of properties for your survey. And a quick description. Once this is ready, you're going to move to the field type. For this type of property, the most appropriate would be a dropdown. And here we'll be able to map out the options. So, for example, we'll say social media, an event. Great. Now that we have our options, we're going to go to rules These rules will vary depending on the field type you chose. In this case, the only rule that is showing me is if I want to show this property in my forms or not. In this case, I do want to because this is a question I'm going to be asking my clients. And the only way to do that is through a form. So we're going to leave this like this. And then manage access. So you basically can choose who can access and edit your property. In this case, I'll allow everyone to view and edit. And then you'll see a preview. So this is how your property is going to look on your forms. So how did you hear about us? The label, and then the drop-down options. If you like how it looks, just click on create and you'll have that ready. In case we want to add more fields or edit this property or even clone it, we're going to have these options here. Here, you'll be able to see all of your contact records, and you'll also be able to filter them either by these predetermined fields over here or by advanced filters. So let's check each one of these. First, we have contact owner. We highly recommend that you assign a contact owner to all of your contacts so that you don't have any communication crossovers with your team. You'll come to find this option here very useful if you manage contacts daily. So for example, if you filter them only by the contacts that you own, you'll be able to see them here, have a cleaner view of your dashboard, and manage them directly from here. You can also filter your contacts by create date if you want to check what records are getting into your CRM lately. You'll find options like what leads got in today, yesterday, this week so far, this month so far. You'll find plenty of options here that will help you see how your incoming flow of leads is going. You can also filter them by their last activity date if you want to see their engagement, or their lead status if you want to filter by the stage they currently are in the marketing and sales funnel. Now let's check the advanced filters. When you click on the advanced filters, you'll see all of the available contact properties listed in there. So let's say you want to filter them by the property you just created, and you want to see all of the contacts who have filled out that field in your form. So we'll type that here. We're going to select our property. So you can filter them by people who have filled out specific options. Can be 1, 2, or many. Or simply by people who have filled out this field in a form. We won't get any answers now because the property is new, and of course nobody has filled it yet, but just so you can see that you're going to have all of your properties available here to filter. Now, let's create a custom view. This way, every time you access your dashboard, you'll have quick access to it, and you will be able to work more effectively. So we're going to click here, Add View. Here, you'll see the views that are already provided by HubSpot, the admin promoted views, and also the views created by other people from your teams. But this time, we're going to create our own. So we're going to click Create a new view. We're going to name it. So let's say we always want to see the contacts that are based in the country I'm based. So country-based view. And let's say I want to share these with everyone. Or I can also create views that are private and can only be accessed by me. But this time, we'll choose everyone. We click on Confirm. Your new view is going to appear right over here. Now, you just need to select the filters you want to have there every time. So now, I'm going to look for IP country. I'm going to select the option. And I'm going to write down Spain. So now the system has filtered all contacts by their country IP, all of those who match Spain. And we only have 134 records. So if I go ahead and close this, every time I go into my contacts dashboard, I'll be able to see this contact-based view. I can go back to all contacts, and I can jump right back to my custom view. Another cool thing about this dashboard is that now that you have your custom views and your filters chosen, you can also customize what columns you're seeing in here. So let's say I don't need to see the phone number and I don't need to see the contact owner because I know all of these contacts are going to be owned by me. So I'm going to get rid of these and I'm going to add those columns that really matter to me. So I'm going to go to edit columns. Now I can get rid of the columns that don't matter to me. So I'm going to get rid of phone number, and I'm also going to get rid of lead status, and I am also going to get rid of create date. Now let's add the property we created. So I want to see their answers on this one. I'm going to click on it. So now I'm going to have these 3 columns on my custom view. And you can edit these as many times as you want. Now let's take a quick look into the actual contact records that we have stored. So if you place your mouse over the name or the email, you'll be able to see this little tab over here that says preview. If you click on it, this tab over here will appear and you'll have a small summary of all we know about this contact. But if you want to have a closer look, you can click on the name and you will see an advanced window with all of the customer's data. Here, from the left toolbar, you can either take notes if you recently had contact with them, or get in touch directly with them via email or call. You can also create tasks for yourself or schedule meetings. At the top, you will see these tabs. So if you click on the activity tab, you will be able to see all of the activity and engagement this contact has had with your system over time. You can also expand each activity. You can also see if there are any notes left on this contact, either by your teammates or your sales representatives. If there are any emails that have been sent out, calls, tasks, or meetings. So everything will be logged into this tab. On the right-hand toolbar, you'll be able to see all of this information. So you'll be able to see, for example, any companies that you have on your CRM and that are currently associated to this contact. You can also see if this contact has any deals open or transactions that are currently open. Tickets, if this contact has opened any tickets recently. Attachments, you'll also be able to see all of the documents you or your teammates have attached to their emails or communications with this contact. You'll see playbooks, invoices, if he has been enrolled in any workflows or is currently enrolled in any workflow, if he has attended any events, festival concerts, leads, or if any feedback has been left on this contact. Another very useful tool on this contact view is this section over here, the About This Contact. This section allows you to see information or predetermined information on your contact. So right now we can see the contact owner, the first name, last name, email, phone number, country and region. But let's say that I need to see some other information for me to be able to work with this contact. So we can click here, customize properties, and add the properties that I need. So I would just click here and select the properties that I want to see. So let's say I want to see their website because I want to know and understand more about the company they work at. So I'm just going to add this. Let's say I also want to see and understand their job title, so I can know whether they are decision makers or not. And also, we want to know where they're based. So we're also going to add the IP country over here because the country field wasn't filled by them. So we're going to use a property that can track their IP country automatically in this case. So we're going to add the IP country. And once this is settled, you can also rearrange these fields in the order that you want to see them and get rid of the ones you don't need. So that's pretty much how you can customize these. You go ahead and save it. And now you're going to be able to see all this information every time you click on a contact. You can also create property cards. Property cards will allow you to have a set of similar properties grouped in one place, so you can manage the information in a more organized way. And you'll also be able to see here the communications descriptions to see how you can contact this specific record and the website activity, so you can see their engagement with your website over the last few weeks. Now, let's take a look on how to set a company on your CRM. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna click on companies. Here, you'll see a very similar interface to the one we just saw for contacts, and you'll see all your company's records listed here. You can also filter them by the same filters: company owner, create date, last activity date, lead status, and the advanced filters, which will show the properties for companies, and you can filter them by them. Also, remember that all of this information will be available to anyone on your team. Whether they're from the marketing or sales or service team, HubSpot centralizes all this information, making it available to all of them. You also have the preview available, and if you click on the company, you'll go to the specific view for this company in particular. So, as you can see, the company view is exactly the same as the one we have for contacts. You'll be able to take action from here, take notes, send emails, arrange calls, set tasks for yourself or your teammates, and also arrange meetings. On this left bar, you'll see everything you need to know about this company, and if you want to customize the properties that you're seeing, you'll be able to do so as well. And then on the right-hand side, you'll be able to see the contacts associated to this company, the deals, the playbooks that have been used, or the recommended playbooks that you can use to contact this company, tickets, time logs, the account overview, quotes that have been made, services, and some other information if you have other connected apps in here. And you'll also be able to see the activities, the overview, and all the notes and emails that your teammates have crossed with this company. So now you might be wondering how you can create your own contact records and companies in HubSpot. And we're gonna take a look on how to do that. So let's go to contacts. You're gonna find these two options at the top right corner. So you're gonna find import and create contacts. The first one you can use to import databases that you already have in Excel sheets. And the second one, create contact, allows you to create contacts manually. So we're gonna show you step by step how to do both. So first we're gonna click on import, and you're gonna find these three options. So you have either import from files, that this is what we're gonna try right now. And then you have sync from apps if you have HubSpot connected to other CRMs, and migrating data in case you wanna do this. This is more technical in case you wanna do this also with another CRM that you have. So let's do the first one, and we're gonna click on import a file. We're gonna select start import, and HubSpot's gonna ask us which kind of data is in our files. In this case, we're just gonna click on contacts and click on next. Then we need to choose a file. So I'm gonna choose the file from my computer. We're gonna choose the file, and after that, you can choose here if you want to create new contacts and update contacts in case you already have contacts in your Excel sheet that exist in your database, if you just want to create new contacts, or if you just want to update existing contacts. In this case, we're going to click on the first one. Also, once you import this Excel sheet, you can also create contact associations, which is highly recommended so that you don't have duplicates. So we're gonna click on this as well. And then depending on the language you have the name of your columns in your Excel sheet, you're gonna need to select one of these. In this case, my Excel sheet has the name of its columns in English, so I'm gonna keep English. So now HubSpot is gonna show me how it's gonna map the data into the CRM. In this case, the contacts are good and ready to import. In this case, HubSpot cannot make any contact association because all these contacts are new. It has found 0 errors and 4 rows. And the cool thing about HubSpot is that it's gonna automatically map your column of your Excel sheet with the most appropriate already existing property. So in this case, name matches with name, last name matches with the property last name, email with email, city with city. And then we have favorite beverage, which is a new property that I'm gonna need in HubSpot. And this column cannot be associated with a already existing property. So HubSpot is going to give you the option to create a property for this one, which we will in fact need. So we're going to create the property. Create new property, favorite beverage. HubSpot is already giving you like a default name for it. And it's a single line text that is going to be filled out with information we have. So review property details. We're going to keep the label, favorite beverage. The object type is going to be contact. The brand is going to be the same we've been using. And the group is going to be contact information. Then we click on create. And all this information should be now stored within this property. Great. So now we should be good to go. So we're going to click on next. The import name database should be fine. We're not going to use this very much. And then it's going to ask us to select the legal basis for processing a contact's data. So we're going to choose, in this case, legitimate interest, because the people that are found in my Excel sheet have already given me explicit consent. And now we're going to go and finish this import. So now we have 4 new records and we can see them here in contacts. So now we have here our 4 contacts filtered by this import in particular. And if we want to see, for example, the new property we just created for favorite beverage, and we want to see that in our view, we can select that property so that it shows on our view. So we have favorite beverage. We're going to add this and we want to see that right next to email. And we're going to also add city, which was one of the properties that was imported. And we're also going to drag this up here. We're going to click on apply. So now we have that information available. We have their city and we have their favorite beverage over here. And you can also create a list, and we can also add this view so we can have access to this customized view. So now let's take a look on how to create a contact manually. So we're going to click here and create contact. And we're going to start by adding their email. So the first thing it's going to ask us is for the contact's email. So let's make this one up. I'm going to be the contact owner for this contact in particular. And you can also edit the fields you want to have here when you're creating contacts manually. In this case, we have some predetermined properties, but I don't need to fill all of them out. I don't know the job title or phone number or any of these. That's okay. Let's say the company name is Nike. And then the legal basis for processing this contacts data. HubSpot is always going to ask you this. So we're just going to choose the same, but you can choose whichever is more appropriate for you. And the brands, well, we keep the same. So we're going to click on create. And you should be good to go. So HubSpot is going to take you directly into the contact view. And you can see anything related to this contact. All the previous information, we don't have much because we didn't fill out much. But here we'll see the same options we have already explored in this type of contact view. Now, let me show you how you can create some lists. So we're going to go to CRM and we're going to hop over to lists. So lists are extremely useful when you want to have your contacts in segments, whether in segments that you'll be using constantly or working with, to use these segments for automation or to simply gather data or insights. Let's learn how to make some lists. So now that we're here, we're just going to click on create list. And now HubSpot's going to ask you if you want to create a list of contacts, deals, tickets, companies, or any other object. So this time we're going to use contacts. We're going to click on next. And you'll find that it's pretty similar to what we did with the advanced filters in the contact dashboard. So except this time, HubSpot's going to create lists and it's going to save them for you. So let's say we want to filter out my contacts by those who live in the cities I'm nearby or the cities I work with normally. So we're going to choose contact properties in the filters. And we're going to go to the city property. We're going to select city. And then we're going to say or tell HubSpot that we want only contacts who are based in Los Angeles and San Diego because I'm on the south of California. So here we go. It's going to show you a preview of your list. And I can see here all the contacts that meet these criteria. Keep in mind that for this property in particular, the city has been filled out manually by these contacts, or in an import, I already had this information. But if we want to see if there are any more people based in the city who haven't filled out this property, then we can do that with the IP city, that it's a predetermined property that HubSpot already offers and that already has by default. So let's try that as well. So we're going to add another filter group. We're going to choose contact properties again. And we're going to type in IP city. And we're going to type Los Angeles and San Diego. So now we're going to have both. If we want to add any more filters, we can do that. So if we want to say, okay, I want all people who have already filled out their city as Los Angeles and San Diego, and I also want them to be filtered by their last activity or their last engagement with my website, I can do that. Or if I want to filter them by their favorite beverage, I want to see all people who's in Los Angeles and whose favorite beverage is a latte, for example. I would be able to do that if those properties exist, and I can create as many refined filter groups as I'd like. And as a final step, I'm just going to name my list. Now it's going to ask you if you want to make this list active or static. The difference is very simple. The active list will keep on growing as long as contacts keep on getting into your CRM and meet these criteria. If we make it static, then the list will close with this amount of people and the amount of data it already gathered, but it won't take into account any future people or contacts or records that meet this criteria. So in this case, I want to always have my contacts from these cities tracked and active, so I'm going to choose this option. And then I'm going to go ahead and save and process. And now you're good to go. You should be able to create lists now and create as many as you want. You'll see that once you enter your lists, you'll see a dashboard as well that you can arrange and edit, so you can have like your mini dashboards already like filtered out for your lists. We have successfully explored contacts, companies, we know how to make some lists, and now we're going to explore the deals tool. So we're going to click on deals, and we're going to land on what HubSpot calls pipelines. So pipelines basically map out your sales process and your funnel in stages. And you can have a clear view of how many records are in each stage and how your pipeline is progressing over time. You can also see the total deal amount for all the deals you have open, the weighted deal amount, the open deal amount right now, and the closed deal amount for a certain period of time. This way you can have predictions in real time of how your sales are flowing. This tool is going to be super useful for your sales team because this way they're going to be able to give proper follow-ups to your leads depending on the stage they're on. They will also be able to share this pipeline, and they can see if each one of the deals are given proper attention. So if they want to open one of the deal cards, they can do so just by clicking on them, and then the information on this deal will appear on the right-hand side. So for this deal, for instance, we can see the name of the company. We would be able to see the amount if it had been typed in. We can see the close date or expected close date, the stage this deal is in, and the pipeline it's linked to. We can also take action directly from this toolbar over here and write some notes, send an email, or simply just set tasks for myself. But you'll also be able to personalize or choose specific properties that you want to see on each one of your deals. You can also see the contacts associated to this deal. And let's say that I have successfully contacted this deal and they have made progress. It is as simple as just dragging this deal box to the next stage. So that way you can really see how they're progressing in a very simple way. You'll also be able to create as many pipelines as you'd like in case you sell multiple services or products, or you have different sales processes for different types of leads by market or by product, etc. So let's explore how you can create pipelines. As you can see, HubSpot has sent me to the settings page. So you'll also be able to access this by going to or clicking on this settings icon over here. We're down here on the deals tab and on the pipelines tab. So to edit a pipeline and add stages, we simply need to select the pipeline over here that we want to edit. Or if we want to create a new pipeline, we'll be able to do so by clicking here. You'll be able to draw out the stages that you need, the probability of closing as they advance. And once you have this settled, it'll be reflected on your deals pipeline and you'll be able to access your pipeline. Now, let's take a look at dashboards and how this tool can help you keep track of your records, your performance, and gather insights from your data. So we're going to click on reporting and then we're going to go to dashboards. Dashboards in HubSpot are collections of reports that provide insights and performance indicators across your businesses, from marketing and sales to customer service, helping you identify what's working and where there is room for improvement. HubSpot already offers pre-built dashboards that focus on specific areas of your businesses. So now let's take a look at how you can access them and keep them readily available for quick access. So we're going to click on Create Dashboard over here. Here you'll be able to find all the templates available for you. Or you can create a new dashboard and customize it yourself, choosing each report that you want to include in there. But this time, we're going to choose one predetermined dashboard. In this case, let's say we want to see some key performance metrics on our sales performance. So we're going to click on this one. So here you're going to see a brief summary of what this dashboard mainly shows you and who would be most helpful to. And then it's going to show you a list of the reports that are going to be included within this dashboard. And you can either select or keep them all in there. So we're going to click next. We're going to give our dashboard a name. I'm going to keep sales for this case. And then we're going to select how private we want this dashboard to be. In this case, I'll let everyone view and edit. So we're going to click on Create Dashboard. So now that it's created, we can exit this and it should be available on our dashboard main page. So now if we go back to Reporting Dashboards, it should be listed here. As you can see, it's already here. We're going to click there and we should be able to see our set of reports. So now, as you can see, you have the team activities by activity date, so you can check on your sales team's activities, the contacts created and work totals with deals. So we have 15 contacts created, 7 contacts assigned, 8 contacts worked, 32 new deals created, and 3 closed won. It will also show you a comparison to the previous period based on the data range that you have selected. Another cool thing about these dashboards is that you can drag them and place them wherever you want them to be, and also arrange the dashboard visually in whichever ways you feel most comfortable with or you feel like the information is most useful to you. So let's say I want to make this bigger, or you can even add specific reports to your dashboards that are not included within the template. So if you click here in Add Report and choose From Saved Reports or Create Report, you can use both. You can add specific reports to this dashboard. So let's click here. So we will be able to see a list of all the reports we have already used and created and filter them by the suites, marketing, sales, or service, and add them to our dashboard. So let's say I want to add a marketing dashboard to my sales dashboard. So I'm going to go to the CRM Insights and choose Contacts. So now I can have a preview of this report. And if I like it, in this case, I can see the count of contacts and their source, where they came from. And if I like it, I can save this report, give it a name, a description. HubSpot usually already gives you one. And then here you can choose whether you want to add this report to a dashboard. In this case, I do want to add it to a dashboard. So I'm going to click here and then I'm going to search my dashboard. In this case, is my sales dashboard. So I'm just going to click on save and add. And we should be good to go. If we want to check it, we can click here. Or you can simply add from your own reports. So let's say we want to add this one by owner. I'm going to go here to actions and then just simply add to my dashboard. So with this tool, you'll be able to have your set of dashboards clearly organized by area of your business and use them wisely. So from now on, accessing your analytics will be simple and organized, making it easier for you to understand your performance at a glance. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this HubSpot tutorial helpful. You are now ready to get started with your new CRM, centralize your operations, and take your business to the next level with clear, actionable insights.
If you want to keep learning, check out our HubSpot playlist. It's packed with useful videos to help you get the most out of the platform. And if you're still comparing options, don't miss our video on the best CRMs on the market. It'll help you figure out which one fits your business the best. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.